Alright, Dog Pound, take a deep breath because I've got something for you today that I promise is gonna shake the ground beneath your feet. What just happened in Berea? I mean, nobody saw this coming. Zero leaks, zero rumors, just shockwaves. Silent ones, sure, but if you know this team, if you really know the Browns, then you know that these quiet maneuvers we just witnessed might be the very foundation of a complete transformation. I'm talking about changes so strategic, so under the radar, that by the time the rest of the NFL figures it out, we'll already be 2 steps ahead. And if you've ever felt like this franchise was stuck in a cycle of missed opportunities, weird resets, and wasted talent, you need to hear what just went down. A beloved veteran just got hit with news that reportedly stunned the entire locker room. And then, boom, social media lights up like wildfire. Everybody's speculating, everybody's reacting. But while the rest of the football world scrambles to catch up, I'm sitting here with you, breaking it all down piece by piece. So do me a favor, pull up a chair, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that like button because what we're diving into today, it's not just spicy, it's game-changing. Now I want to start with something that might not grab headlines at first glance. It's not flashy. It's not the kind of update that hits the ESPN ticker with breaking news graphics. But if you're a real Browns fan, if you live and breathe this team like I do, then you know front office changes like these are where dynasties quietly begin. 8 brand new hires, 7 internal promotions. And no, that's not just HR doing paperwork, that's a rewire. That's the Browns reprogramming their entire football operations structure from the inside out. This isn't just about getting new faces in the building, it's about creating an entirely new culture and identity. It's one that's strategic, deliberate, and built for sustainability. Let's start with James Cook. He's now our Senior Director of Player Development, and I can't stress this enough. This is not just another former coach getting a comfy office job. Cook has a global football resume. He's one of those rare minds who's touched just about every edge of the NFL's global expansion efforts. He came up through the NFL Academy, was part of the International Player Pathway program, and even helped build up NFL Africa. The man played quarterback for Team Great Britain. That's right, he's seen football through a completely different lens. And now he's here to guide our players not just through practice and film sessions, but through life. This is about character development, leadership, resilience. We're talking about building a team that's not just physically prepared, but mentally sharp and emotionally grounded. Then there's Sean Heinricher, who's making his return to Cleveland. Hey, let me tell you something. This guy is a heavyweight in scouting. He's been around the league for over 30 years, collecting Super Bowl rings and shaping rosters from Green Bay to Las Vegas. And now, he's ours. He's stepping in as a college scouting advisor, and that couldn't come at a better time. We've taken our fair share of lumps in recent drafts. We've missed on some guys we should have hit on. Heinricher brings stability and wisdom to that war room. He's a power move all by himself. But that's not all. We've got 3 assistant scouts coming in: Josh Meyer, Andrew Nimizafa, and Ryan Smith. Now, I know assistant scout might not sound like a big deal, but these guys aren't just bodies filling cubicles. One of them is a former Ohio State offensive lineman. All 3 are fluent in analytics and data science. They're here to do more than just watch tape. They're here to tear apart trends, dissect tendencies, and help us build a defense that smothers teams and an offense that picks defenses apart like surgery. Then we go even deeper. We're talking about the tech revolution happening right under the hood in Berea. Enter Evan Stamisai and John Michael Tran, 2 software developers who are here to completely overhaul how we operate from a data standpoint. And this isn't just about making a flashy website or some game day app. One of these guys worked with NASA. The other helped build coaching technology for the Dallas Stars. They're not just SOR, they're forward-thinking. Cleveland is now treating data like its own playbook. Everything we do, every route, every rep, every rehab session is going to be measured, tracked, and optimized. And capping off this tech movement is Ethan Weissman, Harvard-educated, battle-tested. His job turned raw data into real strategy. He's breaking down opponents using PFF and XOS, feeding that intel directly to Stefanski and the coaching staff. We're not just collecting information anymore, we're weaponizing it. And I haven't even gotten to the promotions yet. Which might be the most telling part of all this. Abdul Alio, once an intern back in 2015, is now our director of player. personnel, that's not just a feel-good story. It's a blueprint for how to grow talent from within. That's a culture shift. When you start rewarding loyalty and promoting from within, you create stability. You create trust. Tom Dano and Mike Kaburski, they're inching closer to having real influence in our draft room. They've earned it. They've been in the trenches with this team, and now they're helping shape the future. And then there's Abby Protant, who's taking over our tech infrastructure. A woman leading systems engineering in an NFL franchise that is rare. It tells me we're not just trying to keep up with modern football, we're trying to define it. You see, while other teams are still stuck in the past, juggling playbooks and clipboards, Cleveland is wiring digital sensors into its foundation. We're becoming a team that doesn't just react, we predict. And that's next level vision. Now, let's shift to the field, because I know y'all want to talk about the rookies. And sure, everyone's been buzzing about Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. They've got talent, got storylines, but the player I'm zeroing in on, the one who might quietly become the guy, that's Quinton Judkins. He's not blowing up fantasy boards yet. He's not on every NFL podcast, but he should be, because this dude might be exactly what Cleveland's been searching for. Analyst Lance Riceland said it plain and simple. I think it's Judkins. He's that confident. And after looking at the tape, I can see why. Judkins doesn't miss 3 straight seasons with over 1,000 yards, 14-plus touchdowns every single year, across the SEC and the Big Ten. No slumps, no excuses. It's just pure, consistent production. And that's not even the most exciting part. Riceland made a point that really stuck with me. Judkins dominates first down. That's the overlooked art. 4 to 6 yards on first down doesn't make the highlight reel, but it flips the entire game script. Suddenly the whole playbook is open. Suddenly your opponent's defensive coordinator has to guess. That's what Judkins brings down. Consistency that sets the tone. And get this, he might be the future after Nick Chubb. Now don't misunderstand me. Chubb isn't just a player. He's the spirit of this offense. But we've got to prepare. We've got to be ready. And Judkins looks like he's up to the task. Strong, explosive, hungry. He's not trying to be. Chubby's trying to make his own name. And let's not forget about Dylan Sampson, our 4th-round gem out of Tennessee. This guy is lightning. In a bottle, 1,491 yards, 22 touchdowns in one season. If Stefanski plays his cards right, we could see one of the nastiest backfield duos in the league. Judkins bruises you. Sampson outruns you. We haven't had this kind of offensive flexibility in years. But here's the cold, hard truth. None of it matters if the offensive line can't do its job. Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, both aging. Both slipping in production. Ethan Posick gave up. More pressure last year than he has in years. Jack Conklin's fighting for his next contract. And Don Jones, the guy we're pinning our hopes on, at right tackle, barely cracked a 50 grade on PFF, 66 sacks last season. That's not just bedits, terrifying. We can have the best skill players in the world, but if we can't protect the quarterback or open a hole, it all falls apart. And that brings me to the man behind the curtain, Andrew Berry. This draft, this offseason, everything he's done, it's all on the line now. His entire legacy in Cleveland might hinge on whether this vision works. These picks pan out, whether these structural changes actually translate into wins. Because this isn't just a rebuild, this is a reimagining. And if it works, it could finally be our time. So, please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now look, I've gone back and forth on Berry over the years. There's no denying he's pulled off some bold moves. There's also no denying some of those moves blew up in his face. His resume right now, it's checkered. He's had flashes of brilliance and moments of real failure. And this season, make no mistake, might be the one that defines his legacy in Cleveland. Maybe even his job. I mean, take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. That was Berry's crown jewel. A guy he hit on. A dynamic sideline linebacker who became a centerpiece of the defense. And now, JOK's out for the entire 2025 season with a significant neck injury. It's a huge loss both for the defense and for Berry's narrative. Because when your biggest draft success is sidelined, it puts the heat on your newest bets to deliver. Immediately. And let me tell you Berry's bets this year. They're bold: Quinton Judkins, Mason Graham, a pair of rookie quarterbacks, each carrying the weight of a franchise starving for a leader under center. These aren't just players, they're the pulse of this team now. And I'll be honest with you, Bury passed on generational, game-breaking talent in Travis Hunter at number 2 overall, to take Mason Graham at 5. Let that sink in. That's not just a swing, that's swinging for the fences on a windy day with 2 strikes on the board. But here's what that move told. Bury isn't chasing media approval. He's hunting for foundational guys, not flash, not hype. He's betting everything on grit, leadership, and the long game. And that means Mason Graham. He has to be a monster in the trenches. Not just solid, dominant. He has to anchor this defense like a young Myles Garrett. There's no room for growing pains, not with what's at stake. And then there's Judkins. Man, the more I watch this kid's tape, the more I feel something stirring. He's only 21, but there's a fire in him, a hunger. He can become the engine of this offense. He can energize this entire team with explosive runs, with resilience. With that dog mentality, we could be witnessing the rise of an unexpected hero. The kind of player who doesn't just put up numbers, he reshapes a team's identity. And I haven't even gotten to the quarterbacks yet. Let's be real here, Bury has to hit on one of these rookie quarterbacks. Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, 2 completely different guys. 2 different skill sets, but the same enormous pressure hanging over both of them. It's been 2 decades of quarterback roulette in Cleveland. The Browns can't afford to miss again. Not now. Gabriel's a gamer smart, poised, system ready. But is he dynamic enough to carry a franchise? Shedeur, electric, charismatic, raw, and yes, controversial? You already know the headlines. The speeding ticket, the media pylon, the whispers about maturity. But let's keep it real. Here he's 23, and Cleveland has forgiven far worse from its quarterbacks over the last 20 years. What matters now is growth, accountability. What matters is, can he lead? Can he be the guy? Here's the kicker: if neither of these rookies shows promise this year, that number 2 pick in 2026, it becomes Bury's Hail Mary. One final shot to fix the most cursed position in modern Browns history. Because let's not pretend ownership isn't watching every move. Jimmy